I'm doing my midterm project on Wolfgang Mozart, an Austrian composer for classical music, done by Samantha Walton. Mozart was born on January 27, 1756, in Salzburg, Austria. His full name is actually Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, son of Leopold and Maria Mozart. At the age of 3, he started learning how to play piano, and when he was only 6 years old, he started playing instruments in public. Mozart's first teacher was Leopold, his father. He was a very successful composer, violinist, and he was also an assistant concertmaster at the Salzburg court. His mother, Maria, was born to a middle-class family. Mozart had one sister named Maria Anna. His sister, Maria, started playing on the keyboard at age 7, and soon after, Mozart started picking up and understanding chords, tonality, and tempo. He was very fortunate to have a wonderful father that took time to teach him and his sister everything he knew about music, and both of the kids excelled in this area. At the age of 5, Mozart was outstanding on the clarinet and the violin. When Mozart was 6 years old, his father took him and his sister to Munich, and as they all traveled around Paris, he was able to meet a few accomplished musicians at the time and became very familiar with their work soon after. Him and his father headed to Italy when he was only 13, because his father wanted to show off his son's talents and his great abilities as a performer and a composer. Mozart wrote 2 operas. One was Ascanio and Alba in 1771, and the other was Lucile Silla in 1772. They returned from Italy. During this time, when they returned from Italy, young Mozart was able to work in several different musical genres. He developed a strong passion for violin concertos, but he only produced 5 that he wrote. In 1776, he turned towards piano concertos, leading him in the Piano Concerto No. 9 in E-flat during 1777. At this time, Mozart just turned 21. In the year 1777, he set out on a new trip to find more employment. Although his father was not given permission to travel with him, his mother Anna went with him to the cities Mannheim, Paris, and Munich. Unfortunately, there were jobs he did find, but they all ended up falling through in the end. He started running low on money, so he decided to pawn several valuable personal items to be able to pay for living and travel expenses. While in Vienna, Mozart quickly found work in Vienna. He was taking on pupils, writing music for publication, and also playing in several concerts. In the summer of 1781, he was thinking about marrying this lady named Constance. The couple fell in love and was married on August 4th, 1782, although his father did not approve not one bit of their marriage. Mozart and his wife. They lived in apartments in Vienna. They did have one son together named Carl Thomas. Carl was sent to an expensive boarding school. Mozart and his wife enjoyed a very lavish kind of lifestyle while having servants and had a very busy social life. During his lifetime, Mozart composed more than 600 works. He wrote 41 symphonies, 27 piano concertos, and 9 concertos for other instruments. Some of the most popular operas were written by him, such as The Marriage of Figaro in 1786, Don Giovanni in 1787, and The Magic Flute in 1791. Mozart contributed spoken dialogues and arias, duets, and ensembles to German operas. Don Giovanni. This story was based on the legendary Spanish nobleman Don Juan. He was very famous for his seduction of women. Mozart blends seriousness and with humor when he portrays Don Giovanni's seduction of 3 women. At the very end of this opera, the father that Don killed in the beginning comes back alive to drag Don down to hell. The Marriage of Figaro. This is one of his best-loved comic operas. The story is based on the play of the same title. It's about the way social class relationships are wittily and skillfully undermined by Figaro and his fiancée Susanna. Mozart begins and he ends his opera with orchestral music and quickly has their two voices harmoniously intertwined. By the mid-1780s, despite all of Mozart's success at the time, he was falling into serious financial difficulties. Shortly after he felt like he should start living an aristocratic European lifestyle. Mozart's friendship with Celeria became the subject of speculation and legend. Years after he died, rumors started spreading that Celeria poisoned him. From 1782 to 1785. In 1784, he became a Freemason, someone who focused on charitable work and moral uprightness. Freemasonry started to become a strong influence in his music. Between 1782 and 1785, Wolfgang divided his time between self-produced concerts as soloist and presenting 3 to 4 new piano concertos. Sometimes theater space to rent was hard to come by, so he would book himself venues either in large rooms in apartment buildings, or ballrooms, or fancy expensive restaurants. In one 5-week period, Mozart appeared in 22 concerts, that including 5 he produced and performed as a soloist. In most of his concerts, he would play a selection of existing pieces and some of his various piano concertos. Other concerts, he would conduct performances of his symphonies. In December 1787, Emperor Joseph II appointed Mozart as his chamber composer. It was only a part-time appointment with very low pay, and it required him only to compose dances for the annual balls. As the years went on, his fortunes began to grow worse. He was not performing as much as he used to, and his income started to shrink. Wolfgang Mozart died on December 5, 1791, at age 35. His cause of death is uncertain to this day and will always remain a mystery due to the limits of post-mortem diagnosis. Although it is listed he died from severe military fever, which refers to a skin rash.